run this show every Friday at 2 o'clock Eastern. And it's all about figuring out what serial entrepreneurs do over and over again. What's their secret formula? How do they do it? And I know today we're going to be talking about, one of those secrets. And Adam, it's an area that I'm not as familiar with. I'm just really not as comfortable with either, which is this whole social media and understanding social media and the complexities. Every startup needs to embrace it. And I know, Michelle, you've done well building a community with Meowingtons. So I'm really going to be more of a listener today, and I may ask you a lot of questions. But this is like it's like a black box. Uh, Adam, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy to be here to actually discuss. Yeah, as you said, like a black box. I think like most of the information about social media out there that is out there right now is like 90% BS. So, because like it really does not apply to everyone. Like all these social media tips is not one size fits all. So I'm really happy to be here and actually give some good knowledge for people to actually be able to apply that knowledge in their business instead of applying it and seeing no results. So yeah.
Excellent. So let's give Adam a proper introduction. So, Adam Katab is with us today. He is the owner, the founder of the WTK agency, and his specialty is in helping clients go viral organically on TikTok. And he's actually done it several times, many times, and he's going to give us some of his top, tips and hacks on what needs to be done. So, if you're interested in finding out more about Adam, obviously you can look at his profile and you can go to thewtk.com. But without further ado, Adam, just give us a little bit of highlights about your experience and what you're finding in TikTok. And I think we just start diving right into your tips. Folks that are in the audience, our dear members, please start asking questions, raising your hands. We want this to be a very interactive session while we have Adam here to help us out. So over to you, Adam.
Yeah, thank you so much, Michelle, for the introduction. And yeah, for as for the highlights, we've done over 3.4 billion total views in the last 11 months, going to 12 months. I mean, a year. Um, yeah, we've gone viral multiple times. A lot of, I mean, every time, because we know what we're doing. We know how the algorithm works, and when you know how the algorithm works, the only component that is missing is your creativity. And yeah, I mean, that's really from the company's perspective. But for me, I'm a young 19-year-old entrepreneur that is doing this. I don't know, sometimes the people don't want to listen because they hear I'm a younger person, but it's actually working. I've done some crazy numbers for companies. I completely changed companies. We've done some videos that have gone mega viral. I'm talking about 8-figure, 9-figure videos. We've done I don't know if you guys know about Alta Buddy on TikTok, but we have a video with over 124 million views that we are proud of. So if you're ready to take on that information, if you're ready to actually go viral and take that piece of content, when a piece of content is viral, by the way, on TikTok, it's TikTok telling you that that piece of content is actually entertaining and it actually grabs the eye. So you don't have to, like, for example, create a creative, don't know if it's going to capture people's eyes, and then pay Facebook or Instagram or even TikTok for ads, and it just not converting. So there's lots of things you can go by. There's lots of ways you can go by creating these videos, and I'm ready to hear all everybody's questions.
Yeah, I love that, Adam. I run a company. We have about 1.5 million Facebook followers, but we really don't have a presence on TikTok. So one of the things, and I'll just kick it off with my question, that we have found challenging is, oh my gosh, how do we do these videos And how in the world are we going to find the time to do several videos a day or even a week? So what is your suggestion for someone like us? The company's Meowingtons. It's all about cats, so obviously a popular subject, but we don't have video content. So what would you suggest somebody do to get started with just content?
Yeah, Michelle, I actually looked at Meowingtons. You're absolutely crushing it on all these other platforms but TikTok. And it's funny enough that you are crushing it on these other platforms, because the main platform that I see you crushing it on is on TikTok. So basically you guys sell pets like accessories and toys like that. So for me, I always say these two things. There are two things on TikTok that if you do, I don't know why you're not viral on it, and that is pets. If you do anything related to pets or even like a pet blog for your pet, that absolutely goes viral, because like this is what you have to get. TikTok is like you can't go viral unless if you know your audience. It's like the stock market. Each industry has a certain amount of money it can make, and each niche there's a certain amount of audience that are actually interested. So if you're super niched, you need to actually broaden up. So one way you can do is broaden up by this terms that you say in your video and show like the highlights of your product. But for example, for Michelle, it's going to be very, very easy. It's just, showing the products in the video using some trending sounds and the pets, because everybody loves pets. Like, trust me, there's no audience problem there. It's just, creating that content and using a wireframe. And the wireframe is going to unleash that like creativity, because when you have the wireframe, you know what to make instead of, just like randomly making videos and stuff like that.
So I have a question, because often in a number of our companies, I know Jeff and I have talked about this a lot about, hey, let's just create a viral video. We saw what Dollar Shave Club did. If we could just create a viral video, we can have millions of people look at it and we can make millions of dollars. And that's what we're talking about today. You said you had a video that's 134 million. Is that what you said on TikTok?
124 million, yeah.
124 million. That's phenomenal. So how do you do it? Like, what is the secret sauce that you use to get to create that viral? Like, did you actually consciously think about it, or did you just do it by accident? I don't know. I don't know what the secret sauce is, and I'm just curious if you have the answer to that.
Yeah, I mean, look, as simple as it is, when I'm talking about a wireframe, the wireframe is just like these three simple things. And it's going to be catch, keep, and then wow factor. And that's literally the essence of every single viral video that you see out there, because like this is what people say. People say nowadays the most humans have a attention span of like 2 to 5 seconds. I say that people have like an attention span of half or a third of a second, and you have to really really capture people's attention. So like that catch has to be something, something that's a little bit out of place sometimes, or anything that's intriguing, like if you place, for example, let me just give an example from Michelle. So for example, let's say Michelle has a product that she brought, and it's a really new product. Just like the product looking weird is the catch, and just placing it, and then the keep is going to be actually, using it, and then the wow is going to be showing that the cat really enjoys that actual toy, or that the toy does like something cool. So it's really, but the video that went viral, the- if you look at it, you just know it's just entertaining. You can't not watch all the way through, because another thing about the algorithm is the most important thing is watch time, and that's the name of my company, the WTK, is Watch Time Katib. so so really just getting the people to watch through the whole video, that's like the most important thing. Like the likes, the comments, and everything, it's null, and it's generally what you want people to do, watch throughout the whole video. So for that video that has 124 million views, first of all, when I said broaden up your audience, I seriously meant broaden up your audience, because in that video it does not have a single word, and when it doesn't have a single word, you know, because most of the videos have people talking in English in it, so that didn't have a word, so everybody could understand the video. And by the way, it was a back cracker, so you put it and then you lie on it and then it cracks your back. So first of all, the catch was like the thing. It looked like a weird contraption because it looks like a half circle and then it adjusts. So like people are like, "What is that?" So that was the initial catch. Place it on the ground, and then somebody lies on it. That's the keep, and then they're gonna see what's gonna happen. And then we added like sound effects of like people, like somebody's back cracking and then somebody screaming. So like it was so good that it cracked their back, and it was so satisfying and relieving from the stress that they had to scream. So that was the initial thing. So it was a really great video, and it reached an international audience because obviously 124 million people, there isn't 124 million people in just North America only. So that's really an international audience, and everybody understood it because it did not have certain words, like not everybody understands English and all these other languages. So yeah, that was
That's
like,
crazy. That's
oh, okay.
crazy. So catch, keep, wow. And if you're in the audience or you're on stage and you love this topic, because I'm telling you, I'm loving this and I'm loving you, Adam. This is great stuff. Please feel free to share the room. It's that second icon right on the bottom. You can share it on Clubhouse just by clicking the button and share on Clubhouse. It'll go to your friends. Well, that is unbelievable. I know, Jeff, you've done a lot of you're our CMO for many of our companies. You've actually produced movies. You've written a book called Everything I Know. I Know It from Toxic Avengers about marketing. So I'm curious if you have any thoughts on this before we go to the audience.
Well, the only thing I was thinking, Colin and Adam, thank you for sharing all your tips and the great experiences you have, is, you know, it's all well and good to say, oh, I want to make a viral video, I want to go viral, I want to go viral. But underneath that, I think it's also very important to know why. Why do you want to go viral? What is it you're trying to accomplish? Because to Adam's point, if you're really just looking to get the highest number of views as possible, then as Adam said, you can design a video that's going to have global appeal, global reach. Anyone can understand it because there's no words in it, and you're going to be more likely to get more views. But what is your goal? Is your goal to have those views convert into sales? And if you're trying to drive revenue, not every viral video succeeds in driving revenue. So it's not just about going viral in my mind, it's about understanding what your ultimate objective is. And again, if the objective is just to rake up millions of views so that you can say you've got a video with millions of views, that's great. But if the objective is to drive sales or a particular call to action, the number of views may not be the most important thing to look at as the result for that video. So it's really about knowing why you want to go viral, not just saying, yeah, I want to go viral. That's my opinion. Adam, what do you think?
Yeah, that's exactly true. Because obviously you can get a video that's in millions of views, but if it does not convert, then it was just a waste of time. Because this is the hard part. This is what like other agencies cannot do, or none of the agencies can do. Because not to brag or anything, but our agency is literally the first organic viral growth agency in the world. But this is the main focus, because people, what's viral, it's always stuff that isn't about the products. This is why it's super hard for businesses. You see all these influencers going viral, all these people doing random dances and it going viral. But when you check those millions, the influencers with millions of views, and you check their posts, and as soon as you see a sponsored post, what does their views, what do? They drop, basically, because like it's very hard to make a viral video making also the product, product centric. So obviously you have to be very precise with what you want, and you have to really think, what are you going to do with, what is the initial goal of this video? Is it to like tell people that you do this stuff? Is it going to be like just showing your product generally? Is it going to be a call to action? You have to be very precise and also make it viral at the same time. So that's going to be very hard, but that's what we do at the WTK.
It's awesome. You know, something you said was it's very video centric, but You're making me think too. The most successful TikTok poster, very entertaining, right? Very, they grab your attention and they're very, very entertaining.
Yeah, sometimes like how we try to find the trends, because most of our effort goes into finding trends before there are actually trends. So we have to be like scrolling on the For You page, and sometimes you catch yourself just like watching through the videos even though it's not what you're looking for. That's how entertaining this stuff is. So it's a very hard job. Sometimes you just like pop on TikTok just really quickly to see what's going on, and you end up like watching for like 20 minutes, and you're like, well, where did the time go? And it's really entertaining. That's super right.
Excellent. Well, we have a member up on the stage, Lewis, that has a question or a tip. So, Lewis, what is your question or tip for the folks here on the stage?
I have a question. The question is, as a traditional filmmaker, I sometimes have clients that confuse traditional commercial production for a video that's gone viral. And they want to hire me and say, "Here's my idea and I want it to go viral." Adam, I don't know if you've been in that position before, but how do you navigate realistic expectations without losing the gig? I lost a valuable job because I was very honest. I think I was honest. I didn't want to promise what I couldn't deliver on a guarantee of it's going to go viral. The idea was great. Everything was great, but that doesn't mean it's going to translate to millions of views, to be honest with them. And then they went with another company that promised that, but I don't think that it's true. Have you been in a situation like that?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I've spoken to filmmakers. I actually spoke to a filmmaker like last week, and he was just trying to brainstorm like ideas or how to actually make his movie so it can go viral. And I'm like, no, please do not do that. Just make your movie as interesting as it can, the best movie you can make, and then whatever is gonna make it viral is going to be after. So. For example, yeah, I mean, yeah, like companies now, they think like it's very easy and they can just get somebody that makes videos, and then if they post it on TikTok, it's just automatically going to go viral. But if it was that easy, it would be just like everybody would do it. But this is what I would say to you, Luis, is if you really think that your content creation is super interesting and it's very entertaining and people obviously have to watch through the whole video to like understand it, and it's captivating, eye catching, and everything, I seriously think that you can actually just make a video. But no guarantees, no nothing, but just try to experiment with it a little bit. Just like post some of your material, try to take the best of the best parts of it and try to edit it so like people have to watch through the whole thing to understand what's happening, but also don't make it too vague so that they just skip the video they don't want to know.
Hey, Lewis, I was looking at your profile. I bet you could make some amazing TikTok videos. It looks like you work with some pretty awesome bands, a lot of heavy metal and various things. So I would love to see ones of the band, almost like outtakes, behind the scenes. Some funny things like that could really, be interesting, it seems like.
I love and I agree with your idea. I love it. The challenges lie in the purpose of what link or what TikTok it's going to live on. I'll be specific because I don't want it to be confusing. Sometimes I may have a fabulous piece of video or idea that makes no sense to put it on one of my TikToks or one of my Instagram or whatever channels because they just don't correspond. So then I find myself making a new TikTok or a new Instagram, and then I run myself thin in trying to populate that with enough content for it to be valuable. It's a very frustrating experience. In essence, great video. The follow through, I think, is so important, and I don't have the bandwidth or the ability to follow through on all these different channels I'm working on. So a lot of these videos just stay stalemate.
I'm Lewis. I seriously look. It's seriously not your problem exactly, because like I understand exactly what you're talking about, because like people really want those guarantees and stuff like that, but the problem is nothing is actually guaranteed. Even though you might be the best filmmaker ever, and the, obviously the core thing of TikTok is video, but it's not always guaranteed. Like for example, like I've had videos that I was super confident of them going viral, but they did not go viral until I posted them like for the third time, where I edited them, or I tweaked them. So just making one video and putting your whole expectations on that one video going viral on TikTok might not push it to the ideal audience, because this is how it works with TikTok. They analyze the video, they estimate, from that computer analyzation, they estimate what audience is going to love that video, and then they push it out to, and it's going to be a small audience at first. So if that small audience and TikTok, maybe it wasn't clear, you didn't make it clear to them what was in the video by using the hashtags, and use like 2 to 3 and just make it super precise, or the copy that's inside the description. Maybe it pushed it out to the wrong audience, and it didn't those audience didn't let it go up, to the next audience, and then to the next audience, and then eventually go viral. So like there's like so many metrics, like it could even be like TikTok's fault, they didn't like push it out to the right audience, and that's why it didn't go viral. But seriously, you cannot guarantee anything in life. So I don't get how people really want that guarantee. It's just like there's no
So you're,
guarantee.
so you're saying if you build it great, they still might not come. Like, so if you think you've got a good viral video, and I'd be curious if you could help us with this, Lewis or Jeff as well. Um, but Adam, if you think you got one, what are the actions you need to take so that it does get 100,000 viewers or a million viewers?
Yeah, so like making that incredible video that's really awesome, exciting, and leaves you in, like, I don't know, whatever emotion. Obviously it's not, the job isn't done. So like the next thing is actually making it precise, making it very clear to TikTok what is in the video, so it can estimate, just guess what audience is going to love it, and then that's the audience that they're initially going to push it out to. And then it just goes through that loop, see what the audience liked, which people of those audience exactly like that video, and then push it to the same people, but like in a bigger numbers, and then push it again, and then push it again, and so it's viral. So like seriously, try to, in the description and the hashtags, just try to make it as clear as possible, and as short as possible. So like for example, let's take the cat idea, like showing Kitty this new cat toy, and then hashtag cats, and then hashtag cat toys, or something like that, and just like make it as precise as possible, and as short as possible, so TikTok knows exactly what you're talking about. Because when you write too much, then you're off topic.
Yeah, I think the cat videos or the pet videos, people like those because they're authentic. I wonder, like, you talk about making movies, Lewis, and you know, can you actually hire actors to do something, or people just get a sense? I think people know whether it's real or not. And if it's a real sort of funny scenario that occurs in life, it goes viral. But if somebody tries to act it out, like, can it actually still go viral? I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that, Lewis.
That's a very, very funny, interesting point you bring up. There are several videos you can watch now today which are rehearsed and done over and over, and if you pay real close attention, you can catch that there was acting involved. And there's this weird line between natural and it was just captured, and these guys pre-planned it. And there's a lot of pre-planned, very successful viral videos that are to be authentic, but they're not. And it's not illegal or nothing, but in the comments, maybe one out of every 10, you'll have somebody say, "Look at this" or "Look at that. This is fake." So yes, the answer to your question is maybe not so much professional actors, but people that really work at fooling the audience for the success of the viralness.
Like Charlie bit my finger. I don't know if you remember that video,
Right.
but everybody probably has seen that video. It was one of the first viral videos out there. and it was just about this baby who bit sort of the back seat, and the baby had bit Charlie's finger or whatever, and it just, to me, that was real. That wasn't acted, and everybody got that, and it had a billion views or something like that.
Excellent. So we have a question in chat from one of our audience members that I want to put forth to Adam and the group here. So Alejandra is from Zendu Online Bookkeeping and Accounting. She wants to know if you have any advice on how a company like hers, that is, financial and technology driven, would make a presence on this funny platform. They're a serious business, right? They do accounting online. So how would you suggest a company like this or any other like SaaS company make presence on TikTok?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what I was talking about exactly. Look, there are two ways you can go with it. First way is what everybody's saying. Know your audience and talk to the camera like if you're talking to your ideal customer, and all these, all this these things. But at the end of the day, there are two results that you're gonna get. First of all, is you know let's be real. How many people are actually interested on bookkeeping and accounting? How many people are actually going to TikTok and they're like, I want to see some bookkeeping and accounting videos today? um Nobody. uh and that's the truth. So basically, and this is why I actually recommend for these boring companies, and I'm not saying boring companies because they're actually boring companies to the masses, is actually telling, like, like trying to say, like, make it funny. Like, this is like the whole thing. You gotta make it funny. You gotta try to do something that's gonna catch the people's attention. And also, at the end of the video, I don't care what you do in the video, as long as you get views, but make sure that people know that you do bookkeeping and accounting. So that's the main focus, because this is what happened. And let me just give you an example. One of the clients that I've worked with had like winter shoes. It was a winter shoes company. Only winter shoes. How many people need winter shoes? Not that many. Only people that live in cold areas and that actually snows, like, for like more than 3 or 4 months. That's the people that need it, and not many people need snow boots. But we applied that same strategy, and this is what happens when you're the most known, like the most viral person for what you do. People that watch the video that don't need your service actually know somebody that needs your service, and they're gonna recommend it to that person. Or for another example, and that person that I'm talking about right now was one of my first clients. So I was working with him one on one, and I was actually managing their e-commerce store and everything. And we actually got a message from someone, and it was like, "Hey, my name is blah blah blah. I work with blah blah blah. Can you please contact this person? We're interested in your boots." And then we proceeded to contact them, and it was an actual, like, a construction company that in like Alberta, because it snowed a lot there, and their construction workers didn't want to slip, because like winter boots have spikes on the bottom. And they actually placed an order for 15,000 units. That was a $3 million deal. So I
Wow.
don't know what people are. I don't know what people have against going viral, but I don't care what you do, you have to go viral, because you're gonna be the first person that pops in mind for whatever you do. Just have to make it that at the end of the day, at the end of the video, people understand what you do. That's all.
Yeah, I would say that's branding at its best, right? You want to be top of mind for people when they think of a problem that they need the solution for, that is your product or
Exactly.
services. So, Alejandro, one thing that I thought of, you know, like you could make fun of us, right? Like us, oh my gosh, we don't want to do our taxes, we don't want to do our accounting. It could be something really funny starting off with that, right?
Exactly.
Because I actually use your services. We use your services on two companies. Like it saves a lot of time and frustration. So I would totally suggest trying out just like making, fun of ourselves, and oh my God, and throwing papers, and you hate having to do this. Like that's just a suggestion that could be humorous that people might identify with, because I think that's the second part of it is, people identify with it, right? You kind of want them to go, oh my gosh, I have that same problem, right? It's crazy.
Now, are there different channels though for different companies and concepts? Like for instance, with Startup Club, we have a Twitter account, Startup Club underscore HQ. We have a LinkedIn account, but we don't have a TikTok account. And we actually get, I think, our biggest pickup from LinkedIn when we do a posting on LinkedIn. Like we'll post this session here. It'll go onto our website at startup.club. It'll go into your favorite podcast network under Serial Entrepreneur Club. And we'll also post it on LinkedIn, and we'll get a pretty decent response. So does the social media channel matter? Or are you suggesting, Adam and Lewis or Jeff, are you suggesting that we should be considering all channels, or is TikTok the best, like even for accounting software?
Okay, so this is like the main question I really love to answer is because yes, I seriously think that if you're going to put any effort at all into content creation, it should be TikTok. And this is exactly why. It's because TikTok is actually when a piece of content goes viral, it literally means that whoever watched that video watch the whole video. So what does this mean? This means that you can take, after a video performing very well, you can take it and put it on all of the other social media channels, because this is the problem. It's not a TikTok just because it went viral on TikTok. It's a video that catches people's attention, and they watch through the whole video. So you just have to put it on other social media platforms, and there's no problem. People, as soon as they watch the video, it's captivating, and they watch through the whole video if it's viral. So that's literally it. You don't have to just experiment on Facebook ads creatives and pay these people to make these creatives, and you don't even know if it's going to work and people like it, so and just spend money on it and advertising, and Instagram only showing that piece of content to 10% of your followers, and nothing at all. Just post it. It's free. It takes 15 seconds.
Do how-to videos work well on TikTok? I know they work well on
They
YouTube.
do.
Can I follow that up? Just can I follow up what Adam said?
Absolutely. Go ahead, Lewis.
And I don't. I Adam's got a very successful company at this, and what he says makes perfect sense. I'd like to tell you an experience though that might encourage you to consider the YouTube thing. Um, Even though my videos may not go viral, I still cover them on YouTube because uh, all I need is for it to hit one client and that conversion to make money for me in a larger scale project. I don't think it's a bad idea at all to follow your TikToks with YouTube videos. And I like the idea of the education on YouTube of what you provide for whatever you're an expert in. People are going to find you eventually. It may not need tens of thousands of followers. One or two people that find you that needed your particular product and you're in a niche market, if it converts, that's done very well for me. So I think it's very worth considering YouTubing as much as you can if it's educating the public in what you optimize in.
And do how-to videos work? I know they do work, Lewis, on YouTube, right? I mean, they tend to. I know I've Googled 1,000 different things on YouTube to figure out how to do this, but do they work on TikTok as well, Adam?
Yes, they absolutely do. But this is the thing. It's an audience thing. So, for example, how-to videos on something that everybody is going to eventually want to learn how to do, that performs extremely well because the videos are longer and the content is broad. So, for example, if a 7-second video gets 70% of the people that watch through the whole video, it'll get maximum 12 million views. But if it's a 30-second video and 70% of the people that watch the video watch through the whole video, that's like a 50 million view video. because this is what at the end of the day TikTok wants you to do. It just wants you to keep their users on their platform. That's all it wants you to do. So obviously how to videos, which are videos that are going to be longer, are going to perform better. But this is the thing is, it has to be something that everybody can relate to. So for example, if you're Colin, can you just like give me some context of the how to video so I can properly answer your question?
Like, how to do your taxes in 2022 with Zendu or something. I'm just trying to help Zendu out here.
Okay, so for example, yeah, that example, unless so for Zendu, I think they have like YouTube videos that are longer form. I think just taking the highlight of the video into like a 15 to 30-second part, and then posting on TikTok, that would be first of all, less effort. Second of all, better, because they just have to edit out. But like, I would like suggest just like giving out the best tip that everybody would understand, or the best thing. So for example, like a bookkeeping tip, that's very helpful, because like everybody would keep it in mind, save the video, like the video, interact, and ask more questions, and then you can answer those questions too and make videos out of them.
And we have that silent moment there coming, and that's our silent moment. Um, if you're in the audience and you have a question, or you've done a viral video and you want to share that with us, we'd love to hear about it. Um, you know, I remember reading Ogilvy on Mather, 1984, famous advertising book, and it said there are three things in advertising that make that stand out, and they were pets, babies, and sex. Not all together, by the way. I'm just saying separately. They mentioned those three things. With respect to viral videos, are they is that does that rule still apply today? Is it are people watching sex, babies, and pets, or is there other elements that really take off?
It works very much. It's very true, because like it's the same thing that I said. Like pets and cooking, but add babies and obviously sex. But like sex isn't like, because like at the end of the day, like TikTok is a coded like children's app, because like they want everyone to use the app, not just like people that are over the age of 18. So that's why like sex isn't going to be the very most viral ones. But there's lots of content of like like pranks, like those pranks going up to girls and asking them stuff like that. Maybe that falls in the same category, but generally goes also viral.
Well, you think of those early GoDaddy ads, and I think that really put the company on the map. I know those were Super Bowl ads, but they I mean, today obviously in many ways they could be considered objectionable. But they seem to really help GoDaddy take off, and it's very interesting to see that those three themes seem to carry on even today.
All right, we have Mimi from our editorial team up on the stage. Mimi has a question. Mimi.
Hi. Adam, I'm curious about your like trial and error process. Like if somebody came to you and they're doing like all the textbook right things, like posting regularly and interacting with their followers and like explore page, whatever. But like how would you suggest they like what steps to see what actually works for their business specifically?
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. That's an amazing question, because like you're not gonna post one video and that's all you're gonna rely on to go viral. You have to post like, for example, one video, you have to post multiple versions of that video. Just like maybe change the text, the color of the text, or like which part starts, which part ends. That's only from one video. You can make 5 versions of it to assure that it might, it's not the video, like the algorithm's problem, just so you can make sure it's like the video's problem. And then learn from the analytics, just like because now the new analytics from TikTok is very, very helpful. It shows you a chart of the retention rate and where it ends, and you can see exactly when people have swiped off of your videos. So just like seriously, you should not post only one video, you should post a lot of videos. And since TikTok, most of the TikTok videos are between 7 to 30 seconds. I don't think it's going to be a problem for the majority of the people here.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that is an absolutely great suggestion. We do that a lot, like repurposing content. It's so powerful, right? Because we know in branding, frequency, and especially if you're starting to get the hint something's working, keep going for it. We have another person, our creative director, actually from Startup Club, here on the stage, Olivia. Olivia has a question or a comment as well. Olivia.
Hi. Yes, I am one of those that started working in this industry before social media came along, so even print magazines. So my question is, we all know that not every startup or industry will have the possibility of going viral with their content. What can we do when we're in that position of our content is not going to be viral, but what would at least work for us in going, like, increasing our reach? What are like the tips for those that are not hot topic content to increase our reach?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's like literally it's just an audience problem. So for example, like the accounting business, it's like not many people are interested in that. And lots of people are interested in babies, pets, and blah blah blah. That's why it's so effortlessly viral. But obviously the tips that the number one tip is stop like talking in terms that only your coworkers would understand. That's like the first thing you should start with, because obviously like you even know this, that like your clients do not understand the stuff that you be talking about when you're talking about like exact terms and stuff like that. So stop using terms. Think about it like you're talking to a baby, trying to like make a baby understand what you're talking about using super simple terms. And so like most of the time that's like what people do to go actually viral, whatever it is they're trying to do.
I love that. I usually say try and explain things to your grandma first, and that will work for everyone.
Yeah, and I saw a question from Jennifer, and she said that I am an art director, and you guys are basically talking about advertising. And this is what I love, because like first of all, most of the marketing agencies, quote unquote marketing agencies, do not do marketing. Marketing is not what they're doing. What they're doing is advertising. And even advertising is not what we're talking about, exactly, Jennifer. What we're talking about is content creation, which is kind of falls down, on the marketing side, since we make the video and we try to make the video like get a message out, a certain message out. So that's like kind of marketing, but it's also content creation, because advertising is obviously advertising on for example magazines, all these other platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, billboards, and that's advertising, exactly.
All right, excellent. So I heard you say something that I just want to like delve into a little bit. I heard you say, you don't have to do 5 posts a day. Like a lot of people are just, just like really trying to get that audience and they're posting like crazy. What is your suggestion in terms of frequency and volume?
Yeah, so for people that do not know how to post lots of pieces of content per day, because like over at the WTK we post like around like 300 videos, original videos per day. So like one of the biggest tips is obviously make one video and then just make different versions of it. Maybe rephrase what you said into like two more times, or like change like when the video starts, when the video ends, and like for example, one of the main techniques that is being used to make viral videos, for example, if you're talking directly to a camera, is actually adding the answer at the start, and then the question in the middle, and then lead back into the answer, so you can do a loop. So that's like one of the most effortless ways to do it, because you make the video and then you post it, and then you make like you edit the same version to say the answer at the start instead of the question at the first. But I mean, there's like so many ways you can go with it. For example, if you're going to be doing personal branding, and this is exactly what I'm going to do to go viral for my personal branding as Adam, is going to be, recording myself in a YouTube video. In my particular situation, I'm going to have a video camera guy following me all day, and then just try to take the best parts of the day, make it into a 10-minute video, 10-15-minute video, and then post it on YouTube, and then take that same video that's on YouTube, take the best parts, so the 15 to 30-second parts where you're giving the most value, the best parts, and then just take them and then post them on TikTok and add some captions, and that's all there is to it. So obviously throughout that whole 10 to 15-minute video, there's a couple 30-second clips that are very helpful, and that's like some of the ways that you can make it so effortless and make so many videos per day. But it just, it's just like the wireframe again, the wireframe, because like some people say like, oh, post like 5 to 10 to 20 times per day, and that's not helpful for anyone that's never made content in social media, and you're telling them you have to be on social media, you have to be on social media, and then next thing you tell them is post 20, 50 times a day. That's impossible for anybody that's listening here. It's very hard to do. But when you have the wireframe of, catch, keep, and wow, when you have the wireframe, you just like replace, take an example from one video and replace what you can do instead, and that's easily, a viral video. And another thing you can do is copy the most viral videos and make them better. I mean, it's seriously not that hard.
I love
So
what
one of
you
the
say. Oh, sorry, Colin, go
no, go
ahead.
ahead. I have a different thought about
Oh,
BoxyCharm, but you go ahead, Olivia, and then I'll follow up.
okay. No, I just love what Adam said about like the clarification between advertising and content creation and what you're saying now, because basically marketing is, I mean, at least the old school ways is repeating the same message in different ways across different platforms. So what you're saying about changing the way you're saying the same thing and making shorter, long versions of it is basically repurposing the same message in different ways so we can reach different people, or at least the different ways people like to consume content. So I'm really glad that you clarified that point and you're talking about making different versions of the same message.
Yeah, so we had our very first podcast. We had Joe Martin on. He sold BoxyCharm, very successful. He worked with the Kardashians, and so one of the things he did is he worked with influencers because take a brand like paw.com, where Jeff and I are involved in that one, and we sell a lot of dog products online. Um, Maybe we don't have the expertise to build this viral video. Maybe we do now that we're learning about this, catch, keep, and wow. That's the first time I heard that. I love it. Um, so maybe after this session, we'll be inspired to start creating some of these TikTok videos. But what if we wanted to just partner with an influencer on TikTok? Do you have any thoughts about that, either yourself or Lewis?
Oh my god, this topic, I really, this is one of the things I hate the most, because like seriously, I know influencer marketing is a thing, but it's not really a thing, because like on TikTok it's horrible. People follow someone. Okay, let me just tell you, first of all, when somebody like surpasses 100,000 followers, it's not, just TikTok guessing an audience and posting the video and pushing it out to that audience each time. It's a new thing now. It actually pushes it out to your followers, and then if they like it, they'll show it to more a bigger percentage of your followers, and if they like it, they push it out to, the rest of the world. So first of all, off of that, what I just explained there, this is why you see so many like influencers that were very viral at a certain point of time, and then they just disappear out of nowhere. Is because when they start pushing it out to their audience, they actually stop going viral because their audience does not like their content anymore. So that's the first thing. The second thing is people are following some, when obviously you're not gonna give your content to somebody that's not very viral on TikTok. So we're assuming you're talking about partnering up with influencers that have a large following. I wouldn't recommend that, because people follow that person for whatever they're doing, and unless if you can incorporate it exactly into the person's brand without deriving too much, like for example, somebody that does like karate lessons, or like an influencer that does dancing, not many people are gonna listen to them when they're gonna talk about pet accessories and stuff like that. So I really don't like the influencer take on just paying influencers to do the stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I really don't. We've never hired any influencers to do any of our videos at the WTK, and we've had major success.
Well, it's amazing because Joe Martin sold the company for $500 million, but again, we're going back a few years, and he wasn't
Yeah,
doing it
but
through TikTok, right? Yeah, go ahead, Michelle.
yeah, but like Adam was saying, if you have a Kardashian talking about makeup, which is what Joe's company did, that aligned very well. So it made sense
Exactly.
for a
Yeah,
Kardashian.
obviously, if the influencer, yeah, as I said, the influencer, if their brand is exactly what you're trying to sell, or you can seamlessly, incorporate it into their videos, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. But if somebody, if like, because most of the most famous, like Charlie D'Amelio and all these other, influencers, younger influencers, all they do is like dance and do random trends. People like them for doing the random trends and because they're a little bit better looking. But at the end of the day, they can't move products like that. So it's not a recommendation from me.
From my experience when working with influencers, the first thing you have to do is go through their audience and understand their audience. If your product or service aligns with the audience of the influencer, I believe it would be a strategic collaboration. But when it comes to just the number of followers, you can't just like um, collaborate with someone just because they have millions of followers.
Jeff, I know you might have had a few thoughts on this. You were about to go off mic.
No, it's
Maybe
just
around
no.
Paw and the mini influencers. I know you do some work with some relevant influencers.
Yeah, I think relevance is really important. Not as Adam and everyone has been saying, and Olivia, it's not just the number of followers, it's what kind of an engagement they have. And this is why many brands, especially if you're in a particular vertical, are leaning more towards what's referred to as a micro influencer as opposed to, someone who's a macro influencer, someone big like the Kardashians. Someone may have a million or more followers, but look at the engagement and look at the engagement as it relates to what your product or service is. You might actually get greater results from having 10 or 20 micro influencers who might only have 1,000 or 2,000 followers each, but their followers are very engaged with them because they're very much on topic and on topic with your brand. And so a group of those could actually deliver better results than one big influencer with many times the number of actual followers. So there's a real trend now towards finding the smaller influencers who have a really dedicated and engaged audience that aligns very well with your brand, your product, or your service. And that's what we try to do in the pet space with paw.com. We're really not chasing necessarily the people with the most followers. We're chasing the people who have the most engagement, and a community that really aligns with our brand.
Hey, Adam, what is it? Say a company like Paw.com wanted to engage with your firm. What does it cost to build one of these viral videos? Is it based on affiliate income? Do you have any models like that, or is it all based on just like upfront fees? Like generally, what are the costs to do something like this?
Yeah, well, with our agency, obviously, it's upfront cost because most of the cost goes into the creative budget. So obviously, if there's more creative budget, there are higher and better quality videos. But it really depends because like there's two plans. There's like a monthly based plan, and then there's a performance plan. Performance plan, there's like unlimited videos, and the monthly plan is there's a certain amount of videos per month. But there's an upfront cost for the both of them.
So is it so just give me a perspective. Is it thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars? Like I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, it's within the range of five figures, and for the performance plan, for example, we don't get paid until we get per million views, and and obviously it's like unlimited videos to try to reach those millions of views and try and fail at lots of different strategies, but for example, for the million views, it ranges between 1,500 and 4,500. But that depends on how hard it is to promote your product. So yeah.
I think that's a really interesting business model, Adam, and I like that. Because our interests are aligned, it's not just a monthly fee. It's really results focused. So I think that's a unique and great model for the brands, and we should try it because it's performance based. Would you agree, Colin?
I think it's a great idea. I mean, I think that's something to me, it sounds very cheap what you're describing, because I know how
Right
hard
now,
it is
yeah,
to get
right now
things to go
it's
viral.
cheap, but when I get my personal branding viral and all that stuff, it's seriously the prices are gonna go up because compared to like what you get with Instagram, it's I think the price is almost like 20,000 to 30,000 per million views if you wanted to pay for a million views on TikTok, on Instagram or Facebook. So it's very cheap. Plus, it's organic views, so people actually chose to watch those videos instead of forcing it into their feed. So I don't know, right? All I'm gonna say right now is it's very cheap, but it's gonna go up. It's very it's gonna go up soon.
Yeah, I know. We just did a NASCAR sponsorship, and so we're like, okay, that's interesting, but something like a viral video, I think could have more impact than a NASCAR, than having your logo on a NASCAR. I will say this: I have a friend whose name is Peter K. We'll just call him that. He's DJ Revival, and he's the same age as myself, and he's been doing this DJ set, weekly, and he has 100,000 plus or whatever followers. And his most popular episode was when he had a little too much scotch, and he passed out, and his viewership just started blowing up because here he was, and he was snoring really loud. I mean, this was authentic. Again, going back to Clubhouse being authentic, all a lot of these social medias being authentic. When people see it's real, it seems to go viral. I just thought that was a funny story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I really wanted to talk about that point. You talked about the authentic part of a video. Like this is how our office. We really believe in like the real part. So 50%, like no, 70% of the content is actually shot inside of Airbnbs. So like because we really like the audience to feel like the TikTok is like seriously personal, like if they're experiencing it. That's why like also like 60% of our, no, 70% also of our videos is like in a POV, point of view camera. So like person feels like they're experiencing the product, and also they feel like it's very natural because it's in a home setting and stuff like that. But also our offices, we're gonna move offices either to New York or Virginia. We're still like trying to see what is the more
No,
strategic. But
South Florida's hot. South Florida, Miami. It's the hottest market now for that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
I really really want to move to Miami, but I don't know. It's like lots of complications. But generally, the office we're gonna be getting is going to have like furniture inside it, not like desks and workspaces, to make it so we don't have to go to Airbnbs all the time, and also have just make the videos boom here, instead of having to go to this place and this place to achieve a certain aesthetic, and we have it in our office and stuff like that. So yeah. So we have a very unique agency with unique offices and unique, you know, uh, forms of payment and stuff like that. So
Well, Adam, I'm following you now. I know everybody who listen to this show is probably following you now because you are on the cutting edge. You understand what's happening out there. You understand the demographic, and you're really hitting it out of the park. And again, thank you very much. This is the Serial Entrepreneur Club, and every week we try to crack that code. Well, we're trying to crack the code of a viral video. And if you like this video, please feel free to share it on your favorite social media and also on Clubhouse, because after this session ends, it's going to go into a record mode. You'll be able to listen to it in recorded mode on Clubhouse. It will be posted on Startup Club, and it'll be seen on through YouTube. We post them, I guess, on YouTube and on startup.club. And it also will go into your favorite podcast channel. And if you haven't already done so, we have over 70 episodes. I always say, if you go back and you listen to these 70 episodes, you will have an MBA in entrepreneurship. Truly, again, another great session. Adam, couldn't have done it without you. I really appreciate you coming on today.
thank you for inviting me.
Be well. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Adam. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Jeff. Bye bye.